Hello, I am Dr. Emya Krishnan, Ayurveda faculty and physician. Today, I will discuss certain things which are frequently asked by non Ayurvedic professionals, especially people from conventional medicine and even Ayurveda students, and also many Ayurveda doctors who are frustrated in Ayurveda that they are not able to get benefited by Ayurveda and they are not able to explain Ayurveda also. Such people are there who will be frequently asking certain questions. So, those questions I would like to answer today for the sake of them. I think this message can be propagated maximum for the benefit of Ayurvedic community as well as non-Ayurvedic professional community. I mean, people who are having basic education will be able to understand my post. I mean, understand my words is what I think. So, the very first question which is asked by people are Western medicine is backed by research, but why Ayurveda is not backed by research? And the answer for this question is that Western medicine is, first of all, Western medicine is medicine oriented science. Okay. And Ayurveda is science oriented science. So both are entirely different. So when a medicine or an unknown compound, even you cannot call a compound in Western medicine as a medicine, because according to the definition of Ayurveda, medicine is something which is intended to reverse the disease and produce health. So this parameter cannot be fulfilled by the drugs of Ayurveda. I mean drugs of modern medicine, which does masking, blocking, altering, suppressing, etc. of difference in enzymes, pathways and hormones or chemicals. So we cannot call it as they are not ultimately meant to reverse the disease process. We cannot call them as medicine. They are drugs. So unknown compounds are undergoing research. Unknown compounds, they undergo research in different phases, and finally when they are approved by benefits and risk. In a small population they will be studied by randomized control trials, and when benefits outweigh risk temporarily in that population in that specific period of research, it is approved as a drug. So this is not the case in Ayurveda is science backed medicine. So here Western medicine is backed by research. I agree. And Western medicine, the drug is evolved by research. But in Ayurveda, it is backed by science. When Western medicine is backed by research, Ayurveda is backed by science. Ayurveda is science based medicine. There is a solid and settled science to rationalize the medicine. What medicine, when, why, how, where, why not, all these questions are addressed by science. So it is not the pharma companies which are choosing medicine in Ayurveda, rather it is science, the principles, the logics, principles and theorems of the science of Ayurveda, which is already proven and established. Ayurveda does not have any hypothesis or incompletely proven things called theories. Ayurveda has only theorems. Theorems means परीक्षकेर बहुविधं परीक्ष्य हेतुभिर साधयित्वा स्थाप्यते निर्णयः. So it is like cause mechanism effect is proven and established by a rational. So that rational, when someone else who is learning science is also applying that rational in the correct situation, it will be the same cause mechanism effect relationship can be proven and demonstrated by him also. So that is what Ayurveda is. It is backed by science, whereas Western medicine is backed by research. And science, of course, science also requires research, but science requires research in application of logics and not application of medicine. So this is what the difference is between Ayurveda and modern medicine. In modern medicine, unknown compound is researched one after another, whereas in Ayurveda, applied research is intended to be done for logics or principles in newly emerging diseases. This is the difference. So Western medicine is backed by research, Ayurveda is backed by science. Second question is, how many scientific papers are published in Ayurveda every year? So I would like to clarify something here. What do you mean by scientific paper? Scientific paper, scientia means knowledge. So scientific paper should be elaborating knowledge of science. And science means the knowledge of cause, mechanism, effect, relationship. That is called science. We know that there are sciences like physics, chemistry, biology. What do they explain? They explain the natural phenomena of universe or man or living beings in the natural circumstances, natural cause circumstances. So science refers to knowledge of cause, mechanism, effect, relationship. And scientific papers means the papers of either theoretical paper or application paper based on explanations of cause, mechanism, effect, relationship. That is what is called scientific paper. But today, the entire situation is made different. Today, what is considered as scientific paper is merely RCT oriented unknown compound trial reports. So, when somebody does some research for unknown compound by some RCT, randomized control trial, so it is done like trial and error method. It means unknown compound, no. So, nobody knows what will happen exactly by this compound, though the logic could be either suppression, masking, blocking, or altering something. That will be the logic also. So, two problems are there. First of all, the outcome of the drug cannot be completely predicted. That is one thing by a rational or logic. And second is that the logic itself is wrong. The logic is meant not to reverse the disease. So, when you consider Western medicine, all the logics, you can say only surgery is done to reverse the disease or some interventions are done to reverse the cause mechanism. Apart from that, basics of surgery are adopted from Ayurveda. Apart from them, apart from that, when you consider antipyretics, analgesics, anti-inflammatory drugs, whatever it is, anti-hypertensive, anti-diabetic, whatever it is, ultimately they are not meant to reverse the cause mechanisms of diabetes, which is responsible for the onset of diabetes in that particular subject. Okay, so the unique cause circumstances of the subject in interaction with the external environment. Why one person is developing diabetes may be different from why another person developed diabetes. So it is important that each and every individual has to be studied why and how based on his interaction with external environment. So such a kind of thing is not there in modern medicine. So scientific paper as such is science based paper. It should be science oriented paper. This is what is scientific paper is. So Ayurveda can produce only real scientific papers because Ayurveda is science based medicine and not unknown drug oriented or city oriented trial reports, blind trial and error reports. They cannot be considered as scientific papers in Ayurveda. So publishing scientific papers in Ayurveda, the criteria refers to publishing science oriented papers, which can be done only if the people who are in Ayurveda, professional Ayurveda community, must get to know the science of Ayurveda deeply and the application of science based medicine of Ayurveda, which is not happening today. So that is why we are trying to rush to prove medicine after medicine, which we cannot do. We can never prove a medicine in an isolated setting like how modern medicine is doing, because our medicines are not unknown compounds. Our medicines are explored by science for particular situations with particular unique cause circumstances. So we are not analyzing them unique cause circumstances and mode of application of the particular medicine in particular situation. Instead of that, what we are doing, we are blindly doing trial and error with the medicines in certain situations by RCT, and we are counting benefits and risk, and we are narrating benefits and risk. Actually, it is not the objective of Ayurveda. Ayurveda is science based medicine. So we have to substantiate, confirm, clarify the application of logics which are responsible for the choice and application of particular medicine. So that is why scientific papers, even though there are hundreds and thousands of scientific papers which are getting published in so-called peer-reviewed journals in Ayurveda, Ayurveda is still not accepted or recognized as a what you call medical science all over the world. Even in Ayurveda, even in India, we know what the situation of Ayurveda is. This is because of this reason which I told you now. And third question is, we should advance in our own. Yeah, will people think that Ayurveda community will not advance without following this biostatistics and research methodology. As I told you, if we had any chance of advancement, we would have started advancing by now, no, which is not happening, despite of the fact that hundreds of trials are happening with Ayurvedic medicines and single herbs, and we are publishing in so reports in so many peer-reviewed journals. But still, Ayurveda is not advanced. If it is advanced, it would have been considered with equality with modern medicine when a pandemic emerged, which is not happening. So it very well clearly demonstrates the fact that still we are in the wrong direction. So we have to change it. And there are another thing, fourth point is that there are practitioners who follow science in different ways. That is also Ayurveda. So that is not Ayurveda. Practitioners who follow science in different ways means what? Science means there is always a standardized logic in science. Science itself means that is what the difference between science and art. In art, you can draw, for example, a scenery is the topic. Every artist can draw scenery in different ways. There need not be some standardized criteria for drawing a scenery. What is coming in my imagination, I can draw. Another person might be having different imagination on nature. Suppose nature is the topic. So it is not what is considered to be a science. Science means there is always standardized logics and principles to explain a situation. So for a unique situation in a subject, in a healthy person or a subject, he should be, that unique situation is to be explained by certain standardized logics and principles which are explained in true science like Ayurveda. So whoever learns that science, they will be learning these principles and logics to comprehend a real clinical situation in that subject in a standardized manner. It is not like same person or same patient cannot present in variable situations, is it not? Same patient cannot present in variable situations. He will be having one unique cause circumstances effect relationship, and not like in my eyes this person is having this diagnosis, in another faculty's eyes it is different diagnosis. No, there will be always a standardized diagnosis in a science, and there will be standardized guidelines of treatment. Medicine can vary, we are having many medicines, but when we are choosing medicines, we should be choosing medicines in accordance, strictly in accordance to the standardized guidelines of science, what is needed in that situation. That standardized logic is to be applied in the right time, with the right medicine, in the right dosage, in the right situation, and evaluate for intended results. This is what is called science-based medicine. Right now, standardized logic application is not happening in Ayurveda. Same situation will be diagnosed in 100 different ways by 100 practitioners because they are ignorant in science. Actually, a person who is proficient in science-based medicine, if you train the principles of science-based medicine to 100 people, actually we are doing that in science-based, evidence-based Ayurveda. We are training 100 practitioners to diagnose and treat a disease by the principles of science-based medicine. So those 100 practitioners, when a patient comes to them, when 100 patients come to them also in identical situation, they will be able to, identical or unidentical situation, they will be able to choose the standardized logic for that situation. 100 practitioners, it is not like for one situation 100 practitioners will use the same principle, and they will not use different principles. They may apply different drugs, different medicines, but the medicine will be only one in number or maximum two. There will not be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 medicines and therapies, aimless therapies. So when you know how to do mathematics, you don't need so many calculations. You can precisely do the right formula, you can apply, you can do the right calculation, and you can get the intended results. So that is what science is. So it is not like practitioners who follow different ways, they are, that is also Ayurveda. There are no different ways in Ayurveda. I would like to clarify that very clearly. There are no different ways in Ayurveda. Charaka, Susruta, Vagbada, everyone is practicing the same logic. Otherwise Ayurveda would not have emerged. It is sure that Susruta had emphasized upon surgical aspects, but that doesn't mean that whatever he is telling with respect to medicine aspect is controversial to what is explained in Charaka and Ashtanga Sangraha. So it is very much standardized logics. That is why Ayurveda survived all these years, because standardized logics are explained in Shastra. But I think for the last at least 1 century, it has never been practiced as science based medicine. Practitioners are following tradition, medicine led experiences, self and shared experiences, etc. And because of all this, there are no intended effects. Maybe patients will feel little bit better, but this better, feeling better, is not the intended result. Our ancient scientists and clinicians have not recommended us to make better results. They have asked to make intended results. Samyak prayogam sarvesham siddhir apnoti karmana. Producing intended results is the objective of Ayurveda. This is not happening for at least 75 to 100 years, and people are aimlessly prescribing rasa aushadis, herbal medicines, panchakarma, everything. So some people will practice more with Rasaushadis. Okay, Rasaushadis are also having based on standardized logics. Actually, all the medicines are based on, for Rasaushadis also action on doshas, etc. are explained. But nobody cares to practice this cause reversal aspect which is emphasized in Ayurveda. Instead of that, they are just applying blindly this medicine in that disease. This is not fair. When we are practicing science based medicine, there are not different ways. There is only single standardized way, and that is what is called scientific logic in Ayurveda. That is why Acharya told Shastra Sahita Tarko Sadhananam. The best tool for clinical decision making in Ayurveda is science based reasoning. He didn't say data oriented reasoning. So, for that reason, we are not supposed to use biostatistics. Then people ask another question, cloma is pancreas. So, means we don't know whether cloma is pancreas itself or whether it is something else. So, there are a lot of confusions in Ayurveda. Let me tell you what is there in treating a disease of a patient with pancreatitis or cystic fibrosis or diabetes or pancreatic malfunction, whatever it is. It doesn't matter whether pancreas is cloma itself or not. We can treat successfully pancreatitis by understanding what is pancreatitis in Ayurveda. Okay, so understanding pancreatitis in Ayurveda has got nothing to do with whether cloma is pancreas or not. So pancreatitis is an inflammation of pancreas. So how inflammation? What is inflammation? That is to be taught. That is to be learned by an Ayurveda student. Now no student knows what is inflammation, or they are knowing many confused ideas in their mind. Some will be telling pitta, some will be telling rektadushti, some will be telling something else. So this is what the situation is. So it is not necessary that cloma is pancreas or not. There is no need of, absolutely no need of such a kind of tension for an Ayurveda practitioner. Okay, so first thing is to know whether it has to be pancreatitis is by inflammation. So if Ayurveda doctor knows the science of inflammation of Ayurveda and knows how to reverse the inflammation within 3 or 4 days or 5 days, we can reverse inflammation of pancreas. So it is not, inflammation is not something, there can be chronic pancreatitis also, but we can make the patient fine without any problems within in not more than 1 week in a case of inflammation. So this is what I am telling, knowing inflammation is more important than knowing what is pancreas in Ayurveda, cloma or something else. So this is what all misleading logics are, misleading ideas are happening in Ayurveda community. So they are telling that all the things like, negativity is spreading in Ayurveda, because what is intended to be known in Ayurvedic science is unknown to Ayurveda community. Ayurveda community doesn't know what is infection, what is inflammation, what is hypersensitivity, what is autoimmunity in Ayurvedic perspective. So that is why all these confusions are taught. So if the faculties are not knowing even basics, what are tridoshas? Faculties are telling they are energies, some are telling energies, some are telling functions, some are telling something else. So even starting from Panchamahabhuta and Tridoshas, people do not know. I mean, faculties do not know. Then what will be the case of students? It's quite natural that they will go very pathetically frustrated. So, without knowing a structure, how can a function be identified? That question is also very common. Who told that structure is not known? Structure in Ayurveda does not mean gross structures alone. Gross structures like pancreas, kidney, heart, liver, lungs, all these are material in Ayurveda. But in Ayurveda, the fundamental structures are tridoshas. So, fundamental structures of tridoshas are present in every cell of the body. So, it is not like without analyzing structures, functions are studied, structures are also studied. Okay, and single drug based on principles. In emergencies we can use single drugs. So emergency doesn't mean, it is not like emergency care in modern medicine. Emergency, why emergency is happening, that is to be known. If it is an acute pain, it could be by inflammation or by obstruction. So if we are able to reverse inflammation, if it is not obstruction which requires surgery, we can immediately make the patient comfortable within minutes if we know the application of science based medicine. So there we are applying the principles. We can choose medicated water, single drug in the form of medicated water or pinches, or even we can use formulations, correct formulation in the correct dosage, in the correct situation. So it is not medicine which matters. It is not a universal antidote for colic, universal antidote for hypertension, universal antidote for myocardial infarction. It's not like that. We must be knowing the exact pathogenesis of the condition. What is myocardial infarction? If you suspect myocardial infarction in a patient, you can give that there is an Ayurvedic pathology, Ayurvedic etiopathogenesis for myocardial infarction, which is developed, explored, and substantiated clinically as well as theoretically in science based, evidence based Ayurveda. So, an SBB practitioner can easily handle a conscious acute myocardial infarction case. So, this can be followed up also with the help of a cardiologist by evaluating parameters, cardiac parameters, even by echo reports and all. So, it is not like emergency medicine based on single drug. It's not like that. That's what I told repeatedly. Ayurveda is science based medicine. Our existence, our survival, our scientificity, everything is revealed in our science of Ayurveda, and not in medicine. If we go behind medicine after medicine, we will not reach anywhere. So these are some common questions which are asked by Ayurveda community as well as non-Ayurveda community. I hope these will be clarified to the most, and if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to mail me drremyaraj@gmail.com. Do not hesitate to mail me anytime. I am ready to clarify anything. Thank you.